shit. When I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. See you down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took an oath, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, sold your seat for some bloody beef. True nation, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Confusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Confusion gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. That they don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Sparring one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm ready, this another victory. Cut different, niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so no curses to our enemies. You can try to run where you gone, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West.
Man, it's gonna save all them tapes right there. Yo. And then the reading right here is she asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Bible in my right and a chopper in my other hand.
Everybody is trying to find and recreate the identity of so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Every few years, black people get a new identity.
America wants the black man, the Latino man, the Native American man to his blood, sweat, and tears. They work us to the damn bone.
Come and pay a visit for your last year. I'm truly up. Make a move on us, we tune you up. Absolutely, man, we know you cause you ain't fooling us. In that cut with them bad bitches trying to cool us.
This whole world was made for blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. And the other nations know it. And because the other nations know it, they make sure to keep us underneath them. But for the fifth angel of the Lord, come upon you, black man, Native American Indian man, Hispanic man. You understand? Man, it's about to get oppressive out here. You only have I know, man. You only have I know of all the families on the earth, man. Right? You only have I know, man. So therefore, he will punish us for all of our iniquities, which is our sins, man. One West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Jerry Hunt. We are not affiliated with any fake Israelite groups or anybody else. Today, we're bringing out the truth of the Bible, that the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are the true Jews that the Bible speaks of. That's right.
He gon' spot you, then get you. You don't speak about it, it's not an issue. This one West world got a ring to it. I married the Jew, put a ring to it.
She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. She asked if I'm a prophet. I said absolutely. 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 And when I walk through the door, bitch, you best salute me. Best salute me. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. You in live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, priest and captain, NATAZACH, NASHAH, Isupk, in the state of Virginia. Clap it up, clap it up. Shalom, shalom, the brothers and sisters. We in here with the biblical scripture breakdown class. Y'all by Hashem Yahushua Barakatham. To the brothers Yahweh Shemor Al Athan by Hashem Yahweh Shah, to the princesses in here. You understand? All right, all right. Scripture breakdown class. We are inching and inching to the end of this captivity that we've been in for so many hundreds of years. Hundreds and hundreds of years we've been in captivity under our oppressor, and now it is come time to an end. We finally coming near the time for our salvation. And of course, you see in World War III, everybody talking about it. Russia, Korea, France, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, nuclear missiles, Iran, Palestine, Yemen, all kind of madness is going down. All right. So we'll go ahead and get started. We're going to be reading from John, the 17th chapter. We're going to go a couple of places. But first, does anybody have any questions? Anybody got any questions in the room? All right. Anybody got any questions? Bring your questions out. Give y'all a few moments to get in here. Christ prayed and prepared his disciples for the time that was coming. This time that has been prophesied about so many generations of prophets of our people, of the world. All of these things are being done leading up to the return of Christ. And there are very important lessons to know about Christ in the Bible. Why he came, which we've gone over. We've taught you what he came for, what was his mission. All of these things here. All right. So we're going to start in Ephesians chapter 4. Unless I don't see nothing. All right. We're going to go to Ephesians chapter 4. All right. And where we want to start. We're going to start Ephesians chapter 4 and verse 4. Christ said, you understand, where it reads, there is one body. It's very important to know that there is one body. There's a lot of confusion as to where to go, who has the truth, all of these things. There's only one body. It's always only been one body. There's never been multiple bodies. Shalom Shira Tazarah. Shalom Yatawah. Shalom Yatawah. Ma Shalom Kashira. Akwaf Nawa Tazarah. Ma Shalom Ka Akwaf. All right, Sister Debar got a question. It says, Salakia, did the Most High have a particular reason for carrying Enoch and Elijah up in the chariots and no one else? Well, it talked about Enoch. It doesn't say much about Enoch, but it said that Enoch walked with the Most High. And Enoch was perfect in his generations. You understand? Enoch and Elijah were not the only ones taken up in the chariot. There was somebody else that was taken up too. Someone real important that was taken up. Moses went up as well, but he came back down. All right, Shalom says. Christ also went up in the chariots. He also went up. That's how he went. That's how he was taken up after he resurrected. He came back, and he was taken up to the seat to be on the right hand of the Most High. So Christ also, he went up as well. All right. So let's see if we can pull that. Because it says he ascended, and it talks about ascended up, going up in the cloud. Even it's right here in the same chapter where I'm already at. Now, he ascended, descended. Let me see if I get the right one. It even said it, ascended up into heaven. I think I might just use the one that's right here. Come hither, and they ascended up in the cloud and beheld their enemies. These brothers were given a vision in Revelations, the 11th chapter. They ascended up in the cloud. When Christ returns with the 200 million armies of heaven, we're going to ascend up, or well, we're going to ascend up in the clouds too, because those clouds of chariots, those UFOs, are the clouds. Christ went up after he was resurrected from being crucified, and he had a new body. You understand? He had a brand new body. Nobody recognized who he was. He was the first to get a resurrected body, which is what happened when Christ returns. The dead in Christ rise first, and then those who are still alive, the serving the Most High, they also go up in the chariots. While we talking about is one body. You understand? Shalom, young man. Yahweh by Shemel Shah Rakatah. Shalom, brother. Shalom, young man. Yahweh by Shemel Shah Rakatah. All right. Shalom. We getting started. Anybody got any questions? Just type your questions into the Bible. Into the messenger. All right. So Enoch walked with the Most High. Elijah was taken up in a chariot in the whirlwind. Doesn't specify why, but the Lord told him that this was going to happen, because he told the young man who served Elijah, you understand, that know that this day thy master shall be taken away. You understand? Let's see if we can pull that about Elijah. Sure. That this is a very good question as well, because being in the truth is about, and serving the Most High is about continuing the work that was being done before you. We are continuing the work that Christ set up, that did. Christ was continuing the work that the Lord had set up the prophets to do. You understand? So let me see if I can get that. Know thee this day that thy master shall be taken away, with Elijah. It would be just a moment, master shall. See if I can pull that. Bear with me just a moment. See if I can get that from Elisha. Right, 2 Kings chapter 2. I think it's 2 Kings chapter 2 is the scripture where it talks about that. So let's get it. 2 Kings chapter 2. So they went. The sons of the prophet. No, it's okay. There we go. So this is verse 5. I'm gonna start at verse 1, just so that everybody know where we are. Of course, you got any questions? Type your questions into the messenger. We'll be able to get to them. So 2 Kings chapter 2 and verse 2. So like in verse 1, it says, and it came to pass when the Most High would take Elijah into heaven by whirlwind, chariots, clouds, these things you see depicted in movies and cartoons and things like that. All of that comes from the Bible. The chariot of the Lord sometimes are called clouds or whirlwinds. Esau has his depiction of sometimes wind, sometimes light, coming down and UFOs being sucking up a person from the ground up into a cloud or up into the sky or up into what's known as a flying saucer. Shalom, priest, and Shabbat. That's biblical. That comes from our culture. Shalom, Yagadah, Shabbat. That comes from our culture. It's biblical. Right. All right, shalom, sis. So he's telling them this was already planned. The Lord just took Enoch. These were brothers that did an exceptional job serving the Most High. The Lord said Enoch walked perfect before the Lord, and the Lord just took him. He didn't want him to be buried. He didn't want his bones to go into the earth. He just took him completely. You know, he went from being alive to taking him, and the Lord just took his life, and he just went to be with the Most High. You understand? So it doesn't specify, but it does say something that is important, which can also be used here when the Lord says he will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. So now he's telling the young brother who he's raising up and teaching. And this is something important to learn about being in the truth. That's why we're starting in Ephesians, the 4th chapter. But right now we're reading 2 Kings chapter 2. All right. So go ahead, Yagadar, joining us, read verse 2. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 2.
Come on, this is second.
Your sound went out.
Salak out of one. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. And Elijah said unto Elisha, tarry here, I pray thee, for the Most High has sent me to Bethel.
He's saying, tarry here. That means stay here. Wait here. Wait here for me. Because the Lord is sending me somewhere else. The situation is, they already know what time it is. They already know the Lord is coming for Elisha, for Elijah. All right, so keep going.
And Elisha said unto him, as the Most High liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee.
He said, as the Most High liveth, and as you live, under no circumstance am I going to leave you. That's what he said. It ain't gonna happen. I will not leave you at all. This brother loved Elijah. He loved him. He taught him. He trained him. He taught him what was in the scriptures. He trained this brother how to be a priest and prophet of the Lord. And the Lord revealed his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And the brother said, I am not going to leave you. Especially not today. They knowing something is up. He telling them, wait here. He said, no, not going to happen. Keep going.
So they went down to Bethel. Verse 3.
So they went to Bethel. Elisha said, stay here. He said, no, we're not going nowhere alone. I'm going with you. You going to Bethel, we going to Bethel. You understand? That's brotherhood. Brotherhood is a weapon. And when you come to serve the Most High, unlike everything and everyone that's in the world outside of this body in the Isupk, in the truth, in the service of the Most High, the brotherhood that is in here is different from what you encounter and learn and think brotherhood is in the world. It's spiritual. And one thing that's very important to understand is to understand spirits. Spirits rule and control everything. The things that you cannot see are controlled by spirits. That's why you come into the truth, you learn how to control what you say. Because words are life and words are spirit. You understand? This brother would not normally go somewhere by himself. Same way we have protocols. One brother, if avoidable, is not going anywhere by himself, which is just the question. What's the protocols? We got protocols. Brothers, sisters should not be going places involved in the work of the Lord or in UPK events by themselves. We got communication protocols, travel protocols, emergency evacuation protocols. We got a lot of things. That's why the scriptures say ye do well to communicate. Very important, brothers and sisters. That's why we have announcements in class, the correspondence department. And that's why it's important to reply to the messages that you receive. So many times the Lord send communications that in that moment needed to get out to brothers and sisters, that the prophets were sent, horse riders and messengers to go throughout the city saying, the Lord saying it's time to roll. You understand? Don't go back into the city. Don't flee into the mountains. You understand? Don't go back down in the city if you're in the field. Time to hit the mountains. You understand? So these things are found in the Bible, and they're there for a reason. All right. So where you at, Yagador?
Verse 3. And the sons of the prophets that were at Bethel came forth to Elisha. Salakia.
And now the other brothers that's in the school, these brothers in the work and the service of the Lord, they came to Elisha. Elisha served directly under Elijah. He was a brother that was in charge, and then you had a second in command. The sons of the prophets, the other brothers that were already in Bethel, they are there. They came to Elisha. Why did they come to Elisha? They weren't out doing their own thing. They came to him because he was in the service of the Lord, and they knew they were supposed to come to him. Keep going.
And said unto him, knowest thou that the Most High will take away thy master from thy head today?
He said, know that the Lord will take away your master. That word master, the Christianity does not give a proper understanding of the translations of the words in the Bible. Words and what we speak in here, they mean something. That word master is Lord or Adawan. You understand? Adawan means teacher, instructor, Lord, master, all of those things above. There's a great amount of responsibility and authority that comes with being a Lord, an Adawan, or a master. When people's lives are in your hands, your reputation goes on those people, those brothers, those sisters, your covering and protection, especially in the service of the Most High. That's why they are accountable to what they do. You understand? That's why they have to give a report to who is over them. That's why they came to Elisha, because they know that there's a custom of being in the truth that you report to a man over you. Reports get sent. This brother and Elijah coming into town, they know this day Elijah is going to be taken away. Why do they know? Because Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. The Lord will do nothing except he reveal his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. These are the sons of the prophets. These are brothers in the school. They know today Elisha is going to be taken away. Keep going.
And he said, yea, I know it. Hold ye your peace.
He said, yeah, I know. Hold your peace. You understand? Hold your peace. It's polite, where your brothers are telling you, stop talking. Hold your peace, brother. You understand? The Bible has always been about order and discipline. You cannot come to serve the Most High without order and discipline. That's why so many brothers would rather go to fake Israelite groups and the Christian church and the mosque and places where they do not have to be in order according to how the Lord said, and live under a set of rules and have a man over them. This scripture said, the Lord will come and take away thy head, the one that is in charge, the Lord over thee. And then you're going to be put in this position. The same way that Moses was told by the Most High, rehearse these things in the ear of Joshua, and put some of thine honor upon Joshua in the sight of the people, so that everyone knew Moses is about to go, and Joshua is who is in charge. The Lord never set it up to where you had to guess and wonder who is supposed to be in charge. The Lord never set it up where you had to go and vote for a leader. The Lord has always appointed our leaders. You understand? That's why it says in the law, Deuteronomy 18 and verse 15, I will appoint a head over you. You shall not set a stranger above you. I will raise up a prophet from the midst of thee. You don't have to go around guessing which politician, the lesser of two evils. That's what the scriptures say, all right? All right, so now I'm telling them to go there. We're going to skip down. Where am I looking at? Alicia, that portion with the chariot. There we go. Give me verse. Skip down to 6.
This is 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 6. And Elijah said unto him, Tarry, I pray thee, here.
He said, stay here. He keep trying to get rid of the brother. He telling him, listen, wait here. Wait here. No, I'm going with you. Wait here, brother. Stay here. No, I'm going with you. He keep trying to get rid of him. The brother's like, no, we not separating. We ain't been separated this time. We not separating. Keep going.
For the Most High have sent me to Jordan.
The Lord sent me to Jordan now. Keep going.
And he said, as the Most High liveth, and as thy soul liveth, I will not leave thee.
As long as the Lord is alive and as long as you are alive, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. Keep going.
And they too went on.
They went on. They continued on to this next location. Give me verse 7.
Come on, verse 7. And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went.
How many?
50.
Read it again.
And 50 men of the sons of the prophets went.
50 men of the sons of the prophets went. So you get your officers of 50 and tens and hundreds, thousands. Everything that we do in the Isupk is biblical. You understand? 50 men went. That's straight out the Bible. That's why they're officers of 50 in the Isupk, because that's what's in the Bible. That's why they don't have officers of 50, while fake Israelite groups and churches name themselves all manner of whatever the hell they feel they should give themselves. We are still doing what has always been done by the prophets in the Bible. Keep reading.
And they, Salakia, and stood to view afar off.
They stood to watch a far ways back. Keep going.
And they too stood by Jordan.
They standing by Jordan. All right. Jordan, they're on the water. They're on the banks of the river in the Jordan. Same water that Joshua parted. No, Joshua, I think Joshua parted Jericho. No, Joshua parted the Jordan too. All right. Give me verse 8. Real quick. Speed up.
Verse 8. And Elijah took his mantle and wrapped it together.
Yes, we got to break that down. A mantle is a cape. All the superhero movies and everything that you've seen throughout your life, all your Batman, your Spider-Man, your Captain Marvels, all your heroes wearing capes. Wearing a cape is Israelite custom. It's Israelite culture. Piccolo and Gohan and Dragon Ball Z, they wear capes. You understand? That's Israelite culture. Wearing a cape, your superheroes, is called a mantle in the Bible. You understand? Keep going.
And wrapped it together and smote the waters.
He wrapped his cape up together and he hit the water with the cape. This brother walking around wearing a cape. This is a bad nigga. He got a cape on. He hit the waters with the cape. What happened? What happened, Yakador?
And they were divided hither and thither, so that they too went over on dry ground.
He hit that cape. That cape split. That cape split open. I mean, he wrapped the cape up. He split. He hit the waters. The waters parted. They didn't step in the mud or the sand or clay. They stepped on pure dry ground. The Lord was with this brother, and the power dried up the earth in the middle of the river. Keep going.
Verse 9, and it came to pass when they were gone over. When they were gone over, Salaki. When they were gone over, that Elijah said unto Elisha,
he told him, keep going.
Ask what I shall do for thee.
Ask me what you want me to do for you, brother. Just ask. Keep going.
Before I be taken away from thee.
Before the Lord takes me away, brother, ask me what you want me to do for you. He had power. The Lord gave Elijah power. Allah Yahweh, meaning the Most High is the power. And Elisha is Allah Yashai. The power saves. You understand? Ask whatever. Keep going. What did the brother ask for?
And Elisha said, I pray thee, let a double portion of thy spirit be upon me.
He said, let a double portion of your spirit, that power the Lord gave you, your zeal to stand and fight with the Most High, let me get double that. You understand? Young brothers be asking for stuff. That's why you come into the truth, we tell you, be quiet. Don't say too much. You don't know what you're asking for. Don't know what you're saying. He said, let me get a double portion. He's like, nigga, it took me my whole life to get this. And you want double out the gate. So keep going.
Verse 10. And he said, Thou hast asked a hard thing.
You said something hard right there, brother. I don't know if I can do that.
Nevertheless, if thou see me when I am taken from thee, it shall be so unto thee. But if not, it shall not be so.
Yeah. He said, if you see me, when I go up in this chariot, if you see me, then you'll get it. If not, it ain't gonna work out. The Lord ain't agree to it. He's telling them he got power and favor with the Most High. Everybody doesn't have this. And he's telling him. All right. And now this is the scripture here. Give me verse 11.
Verse 11. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire.
There appeared a chariot of fire.
You understand? A chariot of fire in the sky. Looks like a flaming wheel in the sky. This is the UFOs. This is what's coming back in the Third World War. This is what Christ is returning with. All right. Keep going.
And horses of fire.
And horses of fire. These horses, fire in a chariot. This is a UFO. Not like a wheel upon a wheel, but they coming to get Elisha. They coming to collect him. The Lord is saying his life is over. His job is done so well that this is it. Everybody know it. This ain't no secret either. Usually, everybody don't know when you're going to be taken up. Everybody knew the Lord was coming for Elijah today. All right. Keep going.
And parted them both asunder.
Parted them both asunder. You understand? He going up in that chariot. This is it. The horsemen came and collected him, and he didn't see him anymore. The brother was sad because his Ottawa, his master, was gone. His teacher was gone. Now, keep going.
And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
Now the chariots of fire came to get him. Now whirlwind break up, and now he gone up into the sky, into the heavens, into the clouds, which is the sky, and now he gone. In the fourth dimension, his spirit, his body, everything going back to the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 12. And Elisha saw it, and he cried.
He cried. He yelled out. Keep going.
My father, the chariot of Israel, and the horseman thereof.
Yes, he see yelling out what he said. Keep going.
And he saw him no more.
He never saw him again. Keep going.
And he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces.
Like that was Israelite custom. Something terrible, some tragedy came. We ripped our good clothes and our garments, and we wore sackcloth. Who knows what sackcloth is? Sackcloth. Who knows what sackcloth is? All right. Who knows what sackcloth is? All right. I see. Whoever nothing new under the sun is, sign in for attendance. Whoever that is. Jew material. Yes, sackcloth is raggedy clothes. There you go. Jeans. Denim. Jeans. Potato sack wear. Jeans is Israelite customs. Hey, shalom, brother. Yo, Shem Brekatah. Wearing jeans is Israelite customs. Levi, Wrangler, those are not white boy wear. We always wore jeans. That was our clothing we wore in mourning. Sackcloth. The stuff you put up items in a sack, like a potato sack. You understand? Like that's what we wore. All right. So now his master's gone. And now what happens? Give me verse 13.
Verse 13.
Go ahead and finish. Yeah, go ahead. Go 13.
We were finished with 12 slot out of one. So verse 13.
Okay, go ahead, 13.
He took up also the mantle of Elijah that fell from him.
See, when Elijah went up in the chariots, Elijah's job was Elijah, his job was over. And he trained up a man to continue that work. And one of the most important things about being in the truth, a priest, a brother, desiring to be in the work and the service of the Most High, is you must understand how important it is that you learn everything that your Lord is trying to teach you, your master, your Adawan is trying to teach you, so that you can continue the work in the service of the Lord in the earth once he is gone. Unlike the Christian church, unlike the Muslim mosque, they are not training their replacement. Malcolm got too popular in the Nation of Islam. That's why they had Malcolm X killed. They weren't looking for the replacement. They were looking for someone to ensure that who was in power stayed in power forever. Pastors are not looking for the replacement. Creflo and T.D. Jakes, they aren't looking to be replaced. They want to be in power forever and eat everything forever, have all the glory forever, get all the shine forever, be blessed and sanctified and highly favored. What God has for me is for me forever. That's an evil, wicked, selfish spirit, and it is not biblical. This brother is Lord. He was close to his brother, just was taken away by the Most High. And he's in a state of mourning. However, there's still a job that needs to be continued. His master's cape fell from him out the sky when the chariots came and took him. His job was over. Now it's your turn. Now it's Elisha's turn. Now you continue. The mantle fell out the sky. Mission start. Now you in charge. Now you got to make sure that everything stays, that the nation continues to serve the Most High, that the breakdowns don't change, that this does not change, that the young men learn everything exactly how it was delivered to you, that they learn La Sir, Khan Adawan Khan, camp check in, the breakdowns, don't make up nothing new, do not change anything, that they learn to keep things exactly how the Lord have delivered them down from who the Lord set up. That's brotherhood. You understand? That's love according to the Bible. Christ said, why call me Lord, Lord, and do not the things that I say? He called this brother Lord. He's going to continue that work that the Lord had given him to do. That cake fell down from the sky. What that brother did. Keep going.
And went back and stood by the bank of the Jordan.
Why did he go back and stand by the bank of Jordan, y'all? Why did he go back? I'm going to come to y'all questions. I see we got some questions in the chat. Why did he go back and stand by the bank of Jordan? Why did he do that? Who knows? What was at the bank of Jordan? Let's see how many of y'all in the truth. Why he did that. Salakia, what you just said about his cape falling from the sky, I read that in a Superman comic book. Yeah, Superman lives in a crystal fortress. That comes from Revelations, the 18, 19, 17 chapter. That crystal fortress is the Lord's throne room with a sea of crystal before the terrible beast that's around the throne and the 24 elders where the Lord sits on a chair made of fire with Christ seated at his right hand with all power and authority from the Most High. They steal everything because our people have been learning to jump up and down and twirl and scream and shout in church and have never learned what's actually in the Bible, because the men that God set up to teach the Bible, our people reject and walk by us on the street. Well, the Lord is getting ready to burn them churches up. Won't be any more churches or mosques. Let's get ready in a short moment. Won't be any more fake Israelite groups either. A whole bunch of changes are getting ready to come swift. That's why I'm teaching on what we're teaching on here tonight. But who knows why he went back to stand at the Jordan? Who knows why? Anybody know? What was at the bank of the Jordan? Who knows? The master just died. Why did he go back and stand at the bank? He hurt. His friend died. His brother died. He's gone. The Lord took him. His life is over. You understand? Who knows? Anybody want to give it a shot? All right. We're going to move on here to get to some of these questions. Give me verse. He went back. He parted the waters again.
Salakia,
right.
sir.
Now, he split the waters. Go ahead. Somebody says Salakia.
Yeah, Salakia, sir. That I think that that was the answer to your question, sir. In verse 15, we didn't read it, but he had to go back and part the waters again.
No, it's more than that. He was going to have to part the waters anyway.
Come.
He's in the middle of the water, probably. You got to go walk back. He crossed Jericho, crossed the river. There's more than that. He got to go home, of course. Let's keep reading. Since none of y'all know.
Verse 15.
He parted the water. 15.
Verse 15. And when the sons of the prophets were wished to view at Jericho, saw him. Oh, Salakia, out of one. I skipped 14. I skipped 14 out of one. Salakia.
Keep reading 15. Stay at 15.
Okay.
15 is the point. You got
Come,
it.
come. They said, the spirit of Elijah doth rest on Elisha.
See, everybody don't know the Most High. They know the Most High from the reputation of the man of the Lord. That's why everybody think the Bible is a joke, because they know Christian preachers and they know choir directors jumping around and being gay and wearing purple and the sex with trannies and unaliving people and stealing and robbing and lying and cheating. They know these people actually in real life. That's why everybody think the Bible and God in the Bible is a joke, because Elisha's reputation, Moses' reputation, Joshua's reputation, Christ's reputation, Paul's reputation, Peter's reputation, that reputation is a very powerful thing. No one is allowed to appoint themselves leaders over our people. And we have tons of people that have appointed themselves in leadership in prince's position over blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And they sit in seats that they have no right or authority to sit in from the Most High. And they're going to be forced to turn those seats over by the Most High real soon. Those 50 young men that came to see him when Elisha showed up to the city, those 50 young men is on the other side of that city. They're on the other side of the waters. Yeah, you did. You lost your brother. You lost him. It's a great loss. The Lord took him away. The Lord decided that that is as much time with him as you get. That's as much training from him as you're going to be able to have. Now the Lord wants him back. Keep going.
And they came to meet him and bowed themselves to the ground before him.
They came and bowed themselves before him. Keep going.
Verse 16. And they said unto him, behold now, there be with thy servants 50 strong men.
Said, with your servants is 50 young men. 50 young men. Young men coming to do the work of the Lord. They say, listen, we here to serve. We here to learn how to serve the Most High. This is brotherhood. You come into the truth. You are serving who the Lord put in charge. That's actual brotherhood. Fake Israelites don't want to serve who the Lord put in charge. They refuse to serve Christ in his day. That's why the disciples say, we send brothers out there teaching in your name, but they decided they wasn't with us. Christ told them, don't stop them, brothers. Don't stop them. Let them continue. Because he that gathereth not with me here scattereth abroad. And the time for all of those who've been scattering this nation, the time for them to pay for the evil that they've been doing, that time is coming close. As America falls, as the world heads to World War III, all the things that have been comfortable outside of the Lord's will, outside of the Lord's order, all of those things is going to be burned up and destroyed. Commander General YAHANNA gave an order over a decade ago that all camps are to return to the original school. The truth only came into the earth back again in 1969 to the 7 years that started the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And the Lord appointed Chief Head Priest Ariyah and Yeshaya and Shah and Kazakh and Mashah. The Lord appointed men to bring his truth back into the earth, to raise up the nation of Israel from a state where we were completely destroyed and scattered without the Spirit of the Lord at all. And the Lord put his Spirit on men so that they can raise the nation back up. And of those men, and in their service to the Lord, they raised up a young man. And a young man to do exactly what Elijah trained Elisha to do in the time that Elijah would be gone one day. And that man they rose up since the 80s was Commanding General YAHANNA. And the Lord had it set just the way that Moses was told to let all the people know that Joshua was going to be in charge of the nation. Commanding General YAHANNA has always held the highest rank in the entire nation of Israel that was not given to him by himself. Why does this matter? Why even bring this up to talk about this? What difference does it make? It makes a big difference because now, unlike us warning you for decades, people are about to lose their lives for not obeying the prophet that the Lord set up, which we warn on every video, which we warn in every class, which we warn in every speaking, which we warn in every city, state, and country, in every possible language that we can do it in. And largely, our people have refused to heed the warnings that God sent forth through the prophet that he appointed to lead and gather this nation. This is why these lessons are here in the Bible. The 50 men that came to say, listen, we here to serve. We serving you so that you can teach us how to serve the Most High. That's how the truth works. That's how it's always been. All right? Shalom, sis, Yahweh Shema, Thought Shema Shai. Go ahead and finish that verse where you at, Yagador.
Let them go, we pray thee, and seek thy master, lest peradventure the spirit of the Most High have taken him up and cast him upon some mountain or into some valley. And he said, ye shall not sin.
They did not understand that the Lord, they knew the Lord took him up in a chariot. They knew it was the Lord that came and got him. What they did not know was that the Lord was not putting him back. He was gone. It was now up to Elisha. They saying, we're going to go look for him. Give us the order. Listen, we here. It's 50 of us. We ready to serve the Lord. I'm young man so-and-so. I'm young man so-and-so. I'm young man this. I'm young man that. You understand? We got in here. We got in here. We got any in class? I thought we had, so we got in here. Where they at? 50 young men. I'm young man Kamari from Chester. I'm young man David from Richmond. We in here. 50 brothers to serve the Lord. They say, we're going to go look for him. The Lord may have set him down somewhere else. He's going to need service to help him to do the work of the Lord. Elisha had to tell them brothers, no, he gone. He's not coming back. You understand? And they urged him. They didn't understand because they were young men. And then he said he let them go on ahead. They looked for 3 days. They couldn't find him. The whole thing went. They carried again. The men is looking for him everywhere. You understand? He had to tell them brothers, listen. The brother, he's not coming back. The Lord took him. It's over. So that was the sister's question. The Lord wanted him back. The Lord called people back all the time. But the brother did such an amazing job in his service to the Most High that the Lord took him up in a chariot. The Lord took brothers up in a chariot, and many times he set them back down. The next time the Lord comes with Christ, it's going to be 200 million chariots. There's going to be lots and lots of chariots. There's going to be taking up people out of the grave and people that are still alive as well. It's going to be a sight to behold. You understand? But that's it there. That's it there, sisters. So it doesn't say any more than that. And Enoch, it just says Enoch walked with the Lord, and then the Lord just decided this brother doing everything right. I'm just going to take him. Because the people were evil sinners in Noah's day. Everybody was doing evil. And the Lord said Enoch was perfect. I'm going to just take Enoch out of here. Damn these people. You understand? Then he rose up Noah. Noah taught for 120 years. The flood was coming. Nobody gave a damn. Lord killed everybody but 8 people. Noah and his family and their families. That's it. All right. So now, let me know to answer your question. Sister Rai said, so like with so many things happening in the world, is there a protocol for the school? We got tons of protocols, sister. Tons of them. Protocols about everything. Phone communications go down. What? We got lots of protocols. Protocols constantly being updated and everything. Emergency this, communications, the emergency preparedness, all kinds of things. That's correct. You understand? That's why we have phones. We got email. That's why we send emails. We got emails. You got your phone. You got communications. You got communications in cities and zones. That's why everybody's supposed to check in each week. That's why we say do not sit and watch Isupk classes on the internet for dozens and dozens of years and weeks and months. Contact the school in whatever city or state that you are in. There is no protection from the Lord and instruction from the Most High watching classes online. You got to call to plug all the way in so that you can get specific instructions as the Lord have them sent out. Tons of people watch our videos for years and years and years, but you don't want to be outside of the Lord's protection. You understand? So now what we got? Sacramento, Officer NATAZACH out of Sacramento says, can you get a breakdown on Genesis 49 and 19? Let's get Genesis 49 and 19.
I'm ready when y'all are.
Let's see. All right, 49 and 19. Let's hear it.
Khan. This is Genesis chapter 49, verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last.
A troop. The definition. Hold on. Got to break that down first. Gad. Gad is one of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The so-called Native Americans today would be the tribe. Native Americans are many different clans of different tribes. No sweat saying the ball. All of the Native American tribes, or the vast majority of them, are the tribe of Gad. All right. You have another tribe of Native Americans, the Seminole Indians, the so-called Seminoles, the tribe of Reuben or Rahalbon, and the rest of the natives of this land that they call America, the West, Texas, Arizona, all the way up to Vegas, California. All of that land is Mexico. It belongs to the Mexicans. They are the natives of that land. So-called Mexicans, the tribe of called our brothers, our blood family and relatives, the same that the Native Americans are. All right. So it says, Gad, that's who Gad is, a troop shall overcome him. The word troop is a military cavalry or regiment. The Trail of Tears and the United States Army overcame the tribe of Gad by unaliving, murdering all the buffalo, starving them, destroying their livelihood, spreading famine and diseases, pestilence, destroying the crops, hunting them down. You understand? They destroyed the tribe of Gad, forced them on reservations. Most people have never met Native Americans when this whole land was filled with them, and that is because a troop, the United States military and cavalry, overcame the tribe of Gad. They defeated them. Many wars and battles, and our oppressor is such an arrogant bastard that to this day, they celebrate the slaughter of our Native American brothers and sisters, our family, with Thanksgiving. Every year, they celebrate Thanksgiving. You understand? So that's what it's talking about. A troop shall overcome him. Keep going.
But he shall overcome at the last.
When you hit if, and, or buts, there's a certain way you want to hit those words. When you're reading, when you're breaking it down, very important. Read that one more time.
But he shall overcome at the last.
Even though a troop overcame Gad, he was defeated, put on reservations, and slaughtered, he shall overcome at the end, because our king Yahweh Shah is returning with the armies of heaven. That's why World War III is brewing. In the Middle East, China, Russia, Asia, the Philippines Sea, the China Sea, Africa, Europe, everywhere. Here in America, the judges want their own military. The president ignoring the federal government, violating states' rights, due process, threatening other politicians openly. You've never heard a president threaten a politician before. This president has threatened law enforcement, governors, mayor, sheriffs, lawyers, congresswomen, senators. He threatened everybody on a regular basis. Like this is the downfall of the entire American institution. And Gad is going to overcome at the last. So that's what that's talking about there. Genesis 19 and 49. I got you, brother. All right. No sweat. Next question. Leviticus chapter 27, verse 1 through 5. Let's get Leviticus 27.
Come.
Who is that? Leviticus, Officer 500, Haranya Allah out of Oakland. Got this question. Go ahead when we got it.
Come. This is Leviticus chapter 27, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying,
the Lord spoke to Moses. God does not speak to everybody, and God for damn sure does not speak to you. God doesn't talk to your mother. God doesn't talk to your grandfather. God doesn't talk to you fake Israelite groups. God does not talk to your woman. God doesn't talk to me. God doesn't talk to anybody. God deals with Commanding General YAHANNA. That's it. Everybody else is ordered to follow and obey what Commanding General YAHANNA says that the Lord told him to say. That's how it's always been. That's why the 50 brothers is waiting for Elisha to tell them what to do. You understand? That's how it's always been. Keep going.
Verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when a man shall make a singular vow.
All right. It says, speak unto the children of Israel. This is only for and to the children of Israel. It says these words. Every word in the Bible is important. Who it's talking to, what it's talking about, when, the what, where, and why, all the things that Christians ignore. Everything is saying to the children of Israel. Everything in the New Testament is quoting what was done and said in the Old Testament. Speak to the children of Israel. Keep going.
And say unto them.
This is what you tell them. It didn't say anything about telling anybody else a damn thing. Keep going.
When a man shall make a singular vow.
A man make a vow before the Most High. He going to say to the Lord, I vow to do this one thing. Keep going.
The persons shall be for the Most High by thy estimation.
All right. The person shall be for the Most High by thy estimation. All right, let's read a little more.
Verse 3. And thy estimation shall be of the male from 20 years old, even until 60 years old.
From 20 to 60. This man, he's making a vow. We got ages ranging from 20 to 60. All right.
Even thy estimation shall be 50 shekels of silver.
All right. 50 shekels of silver. Hold on 1 second. Where we at? 27?
Leviticus chapter 27, verse 3.
All right. Keep reading. Keep going.
After the shekel of the sanctuary. Verse 4. And if it be a female, then thy estimation. Salakia.
Go ahead.
And if it be a female, then thy estimation shall be 30 shekels.
For the priest, according to his ability to buy. I might need to get back to you on this. It's vaguely drawing my memory. It's like if something is sworn to the Most High, if something or someone is sworn to the Most High for a time being, and then it has to be collected back later on. Keep reading. I'm trying to see if this jars my memory. I can't say it's jarring enough because I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Keep reading.
Verse 5. And if it be from 5 years old, even unto 20 years old, then thy estimate.
Go ahead.
Then thy estimation shall be of the male 20 shekels.
All right. 20 shekels.
And for the female, 10 shekels.
Male 20 shekels, and before the female 10 shekels. Keep reading.
Verse 6. And if it be from a month old, even unto 5 years old, then thy estimation shall be of the male 5 shekels of silver. And for the female, thy estimation shall be 3 shekels of silver.
Vow or pledge. Person shall be for the Lord by thy estimation. By estimation shall be a male 20 years old, even under 6. 50 shekels of silver. Bear with me just a moment. I think this is like a term of service. Bear with me. Let me see. Poorer. Estimation is ability to buy the beast whereof men bring an offering to the Lord. Shall change it. Offer sacrifice. Fifth part. Skip down to verse 14.
Come. This is Leviticus chapter 27, verse 14. And when a man shall sanctify his house to be holy unto the Most High.
Right. A man is dedicating his house to be holy before the Most High. Praying for the Lord to bless this house. Keep going.
Then the priest shall estimate it.
I believe this has to do with offering things up to the Most High. Keep reading.
Whether it be good or bad.
If it tell you how much this house is worth, good or bad, keep going.
As the priest shall estimate it, so shall it stand.
The priest is going to appraise this property so it will stand. Whatever the priest says it's worth, that's what it's going to be worth. All right. Give me verse 15.
Verse 15. And if he that sanctified it will redeem his house.
If he decide he wants his house back after he sanctified and estimated, get it appraised by the priest. Keep going.
Then he shall add the 5th part of the money of thy estimation unto it.
You got to add 5% onto the money. If he coming to get the house back, if he say, I want this house back again, you got to put up an extra 5 to whatever the money was that you paid. Keep going.
And it shall be his.
It shall be his. All right. Keep going.
Verse 16. And if a man shall sanctify to the Most High some part of a field of his possession.
Right. If he's offering Okay. Give me. I have my Zondervan. Give me vow in the Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, and give me. What was the other thing I needed? Read what you just read again from the top. The last verse you just started.
Khan. He shall add the fifth part of the money. Salakia, yeah, and he shall add the fifth part of the money of thy estimation unto it, and it shall be his.
All right. Nah, not that one. I wanted 16. But yeah,
Oh,
give me vow and give me sanctify. That's what I need. Let me see if my Zondervan's at. Let nobody get my Zondervan's. You need a Zondervan's Bible Dictionary. When you read the Bible, Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, the definition of words changes over time, especially what's in the Bible, because the oppressor, Salak, you got tongue tied, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. So over time, the white man changes the definition of words like love and charity, you understand, and mercy. He changes the definition of words. So you need to have a Bible dictionary so that you can get the definition of what the word was at the time when it was written in the Old English. So let me see, where's my Zondervan? Is it over there?
All right, Salaki, y'all, the one you said vow and sanctify, right?
Give me vow and give me sanctify.
Come.
Zondervan is probably in that shelf over there.
All right.
Okay.
The
So the brother Karan Ya'Allah who asked this question, Karan Ya'Allah asked this question, believe this is about offering things up for service for a period of time to the Most High. These things happen. A lot of the things that we have that are being done in our community that we've learned come from people who were not authorized to teach the Bible, learning the Bible from white men. And white men have tried as best they can as a heathen to make Christianity work for them. But without the spirit of the Lord and them being the devil, they just destroy, and they don't have the proper spirit. They don't have the spirit of the Lord. They don't have our spirit to make things come out right. And the grubbing, greedy, bastard Christian preachers just rob and steal everything from everybody. What's going on here is things that brothers and sisters own, that they have, they are offering its service to the Most High for a period of time. All right. The priest is like they would make donations to the temple. For lack of better words, it would be the school. I'm trying to avoid saying the word church, but offerings and things that were made to help along, the possessions of whoever's doing the work of the Lord. All right. Let me know when you get that.
Khan. This is a definition of vow in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. A voluntary promise to the Most High to perform some service or to do something pleasing to him in return for some hope for benefits. Then it lists Genesis.
Hold on, give me a second. So what these brothers are doing, and this is why it's so evil. The Christian church in the New Testament, it says they have a form of godliness, but they deny the actual power thereof. When brothers or sisters are offering a vow made to the Most High, they're saying, I promise to do this for the Lord for a period of time. And after I do this for this period of time, I should have gained something. I'm going to make this deal. The Lord is going to do this after I do this service or do this or donate this or offer this for a period of time. All right. So hold where you are. Find sanctify as well. Hold where you are. And I'm going to go over verse 2 again. So where we at? Leviticus chapter 27 verse 2. Moses is saying to the children of Israel, when a man makes a singular vow, meaning they make a promise to the Lord, they're going to do this one thing. This is not some man talking to God in his head or some woman talking to God. Your vows to the Lord are before the priest. You don't talk to the Lord. God don't talk to you in your head. Your vows to the Lord are before the priest. This man say he gonna make a vow before the Lord. The persons shall be for the Lord by thy estimation. You're going to estimate how old they are. That's why it starts talking about their age. You're guessing how old they are because we don't celebrate birthdays. And because we're not celebrating birthdays, I don't know if my son is 13, 14, 15. How old is the boy? He about 14, 15. You know, how old is your daughter? 19, 20, 18, 22. Our life, we don't celebrate birthdays. We are spiritual people. The Lord does not want us to take the customs of another nation. They count birthdays. That's where you hear all of our people talking about these stupid zodiac signs and the stars. And I'm a Capricorn, and I'm a Cancer, and I'm Pisces, Sagittarius. The Lord communicated to Adam using the stars. When Adam's sons started to marry heathen women, they started to learn knowledge that was not for them and their heathen people. And they took it to try to make cultures around the knowledge that the Lord gave to his chosen people, or Adam's sons, or the sons of God. And then they created religions based around worshiping the stars, the sun, the moon, all of the things that was just the Lord communicating to Adam. They turned them into gods. The Babylonians did it. The Egyptians did it. That's how the Greeks and the Romans got it. That's why niggas is talking about I'm a Sagittarius and Capricorn and Cancer, Gemini, all that silly stuff. That actually comes from somewhere. You understand? A lot of the cultures that later became religions come from people not understanding the Bible, that were never meant to understand this knowledge that the Lord gave to his people. And that creates a lot of confusion. So when it's saying you estimating in verse 2, how old this man, this child, this boy, this male may be. If you guessing, he's anywhere from 20 years old to 60 years old. Because this is a grown man. He's a full man. This ain't a boy. This ain't a young man. It ain't a little boy. 20 years old to 60. Even thy estimation, you're going to guess, shall be 50 shekels of silver after the shekel or the payment of the sanctuary. The sanctuaries held money. They held money. They held wealth. That's why the Lord had it overlaid with gold. Gold curtains, gold rings, gold this, braziers, all kind of gold embroidery, gold, 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 beautiful, rich, powerful splendor. That's why, as soon as that's the spirit of the Lord, not to worship the money, but to look fly, to have things looking right. That's why as soon as the nigga get a quarter, what he going to do? He getting gold. He getting jewelry. You understand? He getting gold teeth, gold disc, gold chains, gold rings, crowns on his head. That's the spirit of the Lord. So now what we have here is there's a shekel or a weight or a payment of the sanctuary. Sanctuary is in different places. The temple is in different places. You understand? They have different amounts that's being held in there. Let's say you got a sanctuary that's in Richmond. Richmond got several million people back when it was full. And now in 2025, it don't have several million people. Shockhole and Jackson Ward, all of the black areas was full and prosperous. But there's other cities like Brooklyn that's got several million people. Not 1 or 2, but 8. The temple or the sanctuary that's in Brooklyn, when the brothers and sisters pay their tithes and bring in their corn from their first fruits and the oil and the wine and their drink offering and their heifers and their goats and their cattle and all of these things, that sanctuary in Brooklyn is going to have way more resources available for that temple or that sanctuary than the one down here in Richmond will. That's why there's a rule. It says after the shekel of the sanctuary. You understand? It might be worth more once you go somewhere. The amount of whatever you get up north, you usually get more. You get a bag of carrots up north for about $4 or $5. You probably get, a small thing of carrot. $4 or $5 go down to Norfolk. You probably get, 2-3 pounds of carrots. So where you are matters. That's why it says after the shekel or the weight of the sanctuary. If it be a male, if it be a female, they're making some vow to promise to do something for the Most High for a period of time. You understand? Making vows or resolutions, these things aren't new. Again, the heathen took the culture of the best people that the Lord created, and they tried to piece together a culture for themselves, even though they're not God's chosen people. When it comes time for them to be blessed by us, like the Lord said, all these bastards wanted to do was fight us. So we end up having to go to war with everybody. You understand? So when we get down, it's talking about age, how much it's worth, the vows that's being done. If they, and you go to verse 8 in Leviticus chapter 27 and 8, we go to 17, it says, if they be 60 years old and above, they geriatric. If it's a man, then thy estimation shall be 15 shekels, and for the female 10. It's less value. Why? What vow you can do in the service to the Most High is going to be very limited. You ain't no young man with your 20-year-old, 30, 40-year-old strength. You some 60-year-old brother. You might not be able to do a whole lot, but you trying to make a vow of service to the Lord. You understand? For a period of time. Now, verse 8, it says, but if he be poorer than thy estimation, then the priest shall present himself, then he shall present himself before the priest, and the priest shall value him according to his ability, according to what he can do. Now listen, brother, you might not be worth 50 shekels of silver. I can't hire you to do some vow in the service of the Lord, because we can't depend on you to lay no bricks for the housing for the priest to build this new housing area or this new barn area. You're 67 years old, brother. You're 81. I know you want to make a vow in the service to the Lord. I don't think we can get that much work out of you. What can we get out of you? Since you want to make a vow to the Lord, the priest has to assess what ability you have with your value. That's why it says the priest shall value him. Then it says, and if it be a beast, whereof men bring an offering unto the Lord, all that any man giveth of such unto the Lord shall be holy. Now it's talking about making an offering to the beast, meaning you're offering, it looks like you're offering this beast to do service, to do something. Let's keep reading to see that, just to make sure. Verse 10, a man is offering his beast. All right. When he got them offering their service, young brothers, young sisters, old sisters, they're offering their service to the Lord for a certain amount, for a certain fee, a certain price. If you offer the beast, it's holy. He shall not alter it nor change it. Don't swap it out for a bad cow for this good cow. You understand? Or bad for good. Don't switch. Don't hustle. Don't scam. And if he shall at all change beast for beast, If they swapping for a different beast that's being offered, then and the exchange thereof shall be holy. If you decide I want to trade this cattle for a better cattle that you have there in the temple, or that's being offered, I want to switch it. Mine's ain't doing so well. You got a nice young one. I want to bring it into exchange in the temple. All right. The exchange shall be holy is right. We're going to get you a better one, or we're going to trade this bad one for a good one, or trade a good one for a bad one. And if it be an unclean beast, which we know the clean beast, of which they do not offer a sacrifice unto the Lord, this is how you know it's not talking about an offering where you're going to slaughter and eat it. Because it's also saying if they offer a beast that's not clean, because you got animals that you can't eat, but they still a beast. Why would they be offering? Evidently, this is not for sin offering or a trespass offering. This is something completely different. All right, brother, y'all give me one. Let me know if y'all still with me or if I lost anybody, because it's a lot to break down here. That's why it says the laws, statutes, and commandments. All right. All right, bear with me just a moment. Y'all can down hit the commercial. Hit that Taz commercial.
Okay.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're
All right, Most High in Christ, and we be back. All right, shalom, shalom. All right. Okay, everybody still there? All right, we just want to make sure, because it's a lot to break down here. There's a lot of things that's happening. You got to remember, these instructions that we are getting from the Most High is how we be a nation unto ourselves. All right? People wanted to come. They may wanted to do a vow in their service to the Lord. We have always been a people that desire to serve the Most High. We are the children of God. The only people that were alive amongst us were the ones that wanted to serve the Lord, because in a righteous society, the sinners would die. So many laws that the Lord gave that if you violated important laws, you would die. Everybody else would have the proper spirit to not break the laws so that we could be a holy people. The sinners, the Lord would destroy. So our people have always desired to know and serve the Most High. That's why we in everybody's religion. We in Islam, Buddhism. We getting high, getting high into a damn religion. We go find them, figure smoking weed, getting dreadlocks is a religion. That's the East Indians' gods. You try to turn drug dealing into a religion. You become a gang member. Try to turn a gang member into a religion. You understand? Kingism, growth and development. You understand? You creating all kind of religious books and texts about being a blood, about being a crip. You understand? You're worshiping everything, looking for a God to serve. There's no people that is more religious than our people. But that's because we are the children of the Lord, and we are in every wrong religion where we should not be. So brothers and sisters wanted to offer their sacrifice and service to the Lord for a period of time. They would make a vow that they would do something. I'll come help take care of the temple grounds for 6 months. I'll come and offer my help to build this new wing for these 50 young men that just became priests. They just became priests. They doing the work of the Lord. They got to be trained up how to be prophets. They need a new place to live. You understand? We got a booming town that just exploded. We need a new temple over here with the priests. It's got to be dedicated to the Lord. I dedicate, I can't do it, but I got sons. I got a couple of sons. They strong between about 20 to 50. And they can do this and this for this period of time. And and if I dedicate this time, then the Lord will bless me after this. You understand? So this is what's going on. We're shaping our nation. Because remember, we just come out of wilderness. And even though these are several books, these are the instructions that we are getting from the wilderness, preparing to go into our land. Moses is teaching us just like we're being taught here today in class. Of course, now we don't have a temple. There is no offerings. There are no vows. None of that is going on. Christ put an end to all of that. There are no more temples. Your body is the temple now. There is no more slaughters of animals, of bulls and goats. Once we get into our land, we will have more. But most of this and these laws were attached to the temple and the service of the temple with the Levites. The Levitical priesthood is over. All right, just so we can be in the right context. All right, so this is what's going on and being explained. Before we went to a commercial break, we were at Leviticus chapter 27 and verse 11, where it was talking about, altering and exchanging beast. What happened when Christ got on the scene? Christ whipped them out the temple because he was dealing with the money changers. You understand? They turned the temple of the Lord into a den of thieves. Everybody robbing, everybody extorting, everybody doing all manner of things. That's why the law is saying, don't swap a good sheep for a bad sheep. Don't rob a brother. Don't extort a brother. Don't extort a sister. This is what is supposed to be paid out. This is the shekel of the temple. Don't tell them they're supposed to come and do some service for the Lord. And the weight, according to how much wealth the temple got, they're supposed to get back 600. But you giving them the rate for a smaller place that's only going to give them 150, and you're going to pocket the rest. And you break it down with whoever's on your side, they don't even know. That's why it's given these specific laws, not just so that you don't oppress the poor, but so that you also don't rob the rich. All of these things is done there, that the Lord set it up. So when you get to verse 11, it says, if it be any unclean beast of which they do offer a sacrifice unto the Lord, they do not offer, then he shall present the beast before the priest. Why would an unclean beast go before the priest? Because they're not going to slaughter it and offer it to the Lord. This is not talking about an offering. This is talking about something where you are going to get use out of that beast for what the priests need that's being done in the temple. You understand? What animal is unlawful? Let's use a cat. You can't eat cats. Cats can't be sacrificed. They can't be offered. But, we in the woods. We in the wilderness. We got corn. We got grain. We got animals dropping waste. We might need people to dedicate, 5-6 months of service to making sure the stables for the animals and the horses are clean. You understand? You might not be able to lay any bricks, but you can certainly clean up the stalls and stables for the horses and the livestock that's being offered unto the Lord. Or might have some mice. Might have a problem with mice going around. Who knows? You said, listen, I got some cats. You understand? I don't know how you're going to get your cat back. But you say, listen, I will dedicate this cat to the service. Y'all got a problem here. Y'all setting up. There's mice everywhere. I got a cat. I can dedicate this cat to the service of the temple. And this cat being here killing, eating mice. Make sure there's no mice in the temple, around the grounds. You understand? That's an example of an unclean animal. It can't be offered or sacrificed, but it can serve a purpose. All right? So that's just another thing. Then it talks about valuing your house, offering your house up. Hey, listen, I got a house, I got a land. Well, listen, we got 500-600 priests here. There's a lot of people. We got a lot of duties in the temple. We got shifts going. So now these brothers need someplace to stay. Well, listen, I got 2-3 houses. Me and my family, we don't really stay at this house. I'm over here far away. Let me get this house appraised. So I got a value for it. The priest gonna come take a look and see what the value of it is. Maybe they could sell it and get some money for the temple. Maybe they could take it and use it to house brothers in there, or whatever the case is. You understand? So this is what it's talking about. If you decide now you want the house back, it's a lock you. I thought we need the house. Now my son is coming back. He got twins. He got another set of twins on the way. We gonna need this house back. They going back here. Now he want to redeem the house again. You understand? And this is why our laws are so righteous. We have something built into our calendar that's called Jubilee. And if you are in a debt, your debt does not follow you for all of your life. You got 6 years to pay off that debt. You got 6 years. If you lose your home in a foreclosure or your property or your something, after 6 years, everybody gets their things back. You don't get to indefinitely take from me forever. It's still mine. You get the use and ownership of it for a while, but you don't get to rob me indefinitely. It's still mine. It's my possession. And that's why this oppressive society is so evil. Because once you get down to the field, he offers some land. You want to do some farming and some crops. Well, the priest is not farming. I'm the priest. I'm not farming a damn thing. I'm in the temple doing the sacrifices. Yerushalayim is a priest. Yagadah is a priest. NATAZACH is a priest. Akasapar, Yabakar, Shemagabar, we're the priests. I ain't farming a goddamn thing. Somebody is going to bring their offering to the Lord, and we are going to eat the corn that you grow, the wheat that you grow, the wine that you make, the cattle that you raise, and we will go before the Lord to make an atonement for your sins when we had the temple, and you are going to work and bring your best for an offering to the Lord, and that is how we survive. This is a system of brotherhood that is built into our laws to teach us to not be greedy bastards and to not have in our mindset that I'll make permanent plans with someone else's stuff. Yes, I have the use for it. You know, the brother could ask for the house back. It is still his. He got an opportunity to get it back at the year Jubilee. You understand? So the Lord had this built in here so that we remain a free people and not a people where everyone is in debt, getting robbed, getting hustled, getting scammed. You understand? That's why love is not a feeling. It's not how you feel at any given time. Love is these set of rules so that we can have something across the board that unites us together wherever we go. We're not just figuring stuff out like how we doing now. These rules are wise. Think of how many nations are fighting right now because they've stolen their land and all the money from all of their citizens, all of Africa, all in the Middle East, all in Europe. They're robbing their people blind. The leaders getting drug out in the street, the people eating them, cutting them up, everything, because you're a greedy, selfish, evil bastard. Well, the Lord had it built into the law that from the time before you are even able to talk, when you're a baby, you don't even have your real hair yet. You still got the baby hair, no teeth. You should already be learning these laws that God said. That's why there's no children's church. The little kids need to learn exactly what you learned. You understand? So that by the time they grow up, this will already be embedded in their spirit before they learn something else. All right. So it seems like this is what it's talking about. Now, when you get to verse 17, it says the year of Jubilee, according to thy estimation, it shall stand. Now in verse 18, it says, but if he sanctify his field, that's why we get the definition of sanctify. Salaki, give me the definition of what you hold in Yagadar sanctify. I seen y'all other questions. We're going to get to y'all questions too, all right?
So like when they have it listed as sanctification in the Bible, it's like in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, it says to separate from the world and consecrate unto God. To sanctify anything is to declare that it belongs to God. It may refer to persons.
Salaki, go ahead, please continue.
Okay, it says it may refer to persons, places, days, and seasons, and objects used for worship.
Things that are specifically used for the service to the Most High and for the Most High. Again, we got to do the work in the temple. You're going to have to get in the field and plant the tomatoes. Otherwise, we don't eat no tomatoes. Somebody going to have to raise the sheep. If you come to offer this sheep so that we can get wool, guess what's going to happen? Somebody going to have to shear that sheep. Only thing we doing with sheep is slaughtering it for the temple. But if you dedicate some land and some people dedicate their service to the service of the Most High, instead of going in a nursing home, instead of living at home playing bingo at church, bringing your grandkids to some pedophile to abuse everybody so we can all develop behavioral disorders and drug addictions, you understand, and all kind of mental disorders from being abused, they can come and learn how to serve the Most High. They can work the field and work the crops. And what did you do? Well, I worked the fields that was holy unto the Most High for the priest. And guess what happens? You raise the sheep, and then what's going to happen? We're going to get that wool to Sister Raya. We're going to get that wool to Sister Deborah. We're going to get that wool to Sister Anna. We're going to get that goat's hide and that leather from the cattle that's being raised once they get slaughtered. We're going to give it to Anna. We're going to give it to Deborah. We're going to give it to Sister Raya. And then we're going to wear that cow. We're going to wear those goats. They're going to become coats and garments and everything. And we'll have brotherhood and sisterhood, and we'll have a nation. So that's what this is talking about here. What was the other thing? We read vow already, and that's sanctified. So that means it's going to belong to the Lord for a period of time. And then after that time frame of service is over, the Lord does not want you to be in slavery. The priests are sworn to serve the Lord. You put that oil on your head after you become a trooper, you become an officer, you don't have a choice. Your choice was before that. You understand? Trooper, you got a little bit of choice. You become an officer, you don't have a choice anymore. You become a priest of the Lord, you are sworn into the service of the Lord. However far that goes, that's it. There's no getting out of this for you. But if they're in the temple, they are not sworn to the service of the Lord. That's why the laws we read before, if you're working a job, you are not working some job for 15, 20, 30 years. You're not supposed to be in slavery indefinitely to this goddamn job. 40 years, you never get to see your wives and your kids. 30 years, you never get Monday afternoon, Monday morning with your kids. 10 years, your kids being raised by a damn stranger in elementary school, middle school, high school, college. You living in the house with a bunch of goddamn strangers. All y'all do is eat with each other every now and then and on the holidays. That's not how God set life up. That's not how life is supposed to go. We've been in slavery so long. That's why these laws in the Bible are so different from everything we've been taught by the Christian church. You offer something up, you in debt, you're not in debt forever. You got 6 years to get your money. Don't be a bastard ordering more stuff than you can pay for. Don't charge your brother interest. She cannot owe you forever. You ain't got all your money in 6 years. The 7th year, the debt is over. You're not tracking somebody down forever. We're not going to fight and have a beef forever over this $30 that you never paid me back since 1993 because you're always borrowing money and you don't pay it back. Eventually, don't get a nigga no more money. But you can't hate your brother forever. You can't keep a debt forever. The white man keep you in debt forever. Takes your house forever, your land forever, your life forever. The Lord did not come to make you a slave. Us disobeying the Lord put us in these systems to have to slave for someone 30, 40 goddamn years and then give it all away for some food and a place to stay. That's why Christ has to return and put our oppressors in the ground. That's the only way we get salvation. And if it's not the so-called white man, the East Indians would do it too. That's what they're doing to the brothers in the West Indies, down in Belize, Trinidad, Jamaica. If not them, the Hamites would do it too. That's who the Philistines are, and the Girgashites, and the Hittites, and Hivites, and Jebusites. All of the people the Lord told King David and King Saul to kill them all, so that we would not be under another race of people that would starve us to death for 30 years, working us indefinitely until we die. The Ishmaelites, the Arabs would do the same. You understand? So that's what that scripture is talking about. I think I answered the brother's question, Most High in Christ. We had a couple more questions. What was the next one? All right.
So
that brother Haranya, let me know to answer your question. We got to move on. Who next?
Salaki, the one I believe the next question is going to be Officer Yabakar. He wanted to break down the Matthew chapter 1, verses 18 through 25.
All right, put it back up on the screen again, and then you got it.
This is
all right.
This is Matthew chapter 1, verse 18. Now the birth of Yahushua was on this wise.
Right. That's Black Hood movie narration 101. See how black y'all are. Every Black Hood movie. You understand? From Belly, Friday, Next Friday, Boys in the Hood, South Central, Baby Boy. Every BET Black Hood nigga movie starts with, even the Players Club, starts with some ghetto narration. Yeah, that's me. I'm just starting out right there. The little fat kid there, that's my little sister, Charmaine. She always been a troublemaker. We at my grandma's house for Christmas. Yeah, that's me. And my little brother and my nephew, his father doing 30 years upstate. We living out here in Detroit. It's rough in these streets. Let me tell you how we ended up like this. Hood narration. The birth of Christ was on this wise, meaning this is how it all went down. This is how black people tell stories, and this is how you know the Bible is black. You understand? Keep going.
When as his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph.
Mary was espoused to Joseph, meaning Mary was already promised to be married to Joseph. They'd already been courting. He'd already talked to the father. This is all worked out. Everything, Mary is as good as married to Joseph. She just has not had sex with Joseph to make this marriage official, but everything is already in place for them to be married. All right. Mary is not a single woman where she can go and start talking and courting and dealing with someone else. You understand? She's espoused or promised to Joseph. Keep going.
Before they came together.
Before they had a formal marriage ceremony, involving the parents, the town, the people. That's what this is talking about. Keep going.
She was found with the child of the Holy Spirit.
She was found with the child. Now, the Christian church would tell you that before her and Joseph came together, she magically had a baby. God put a magical baby from heaven inside of her. That's not what happened. This is a flashback. Just like all the hood narration movies that I named, Baby Boy, Boys in the Hood, South Central, all of that, OG Bobby Johnson, all of this is a flashback to what happened. All right. Somebody telling the story. All right. So now she's found with child of the Holy Spirit, meaning this baby, this pregnancy that she has is the will of God. It doesn't mean that this is a magical baby that God put inside of Mary that's engaged to Joseph, which is what the Christianity teaches, immaculate conception. They call it immaculately conceived because it's supposed to be clean, not dirty and filthy like a woman having sex with a man. Oh, that's nasty to the Roman Catholic Church. A woman and a man, boys and girls being together, oh, that's not appropriate. But the priest, he will have his fill of little boys. He'll have his altar boys. The senators and the government workers, they'll have their little boy pages. They'll end up getting fired from sexual misconduct with the little boys trying to learn about government, working in the government offices downtown. You understand? That's because they're Christians. And the Christian church teaches the opposite of what actually happened in the Bible. Keep going.
Verse 19. Then Joseph, her husband.
Hold up. Then Joseph, her husband. Now, something happened in between the two verses. All right. Joseph, her husband. She was engaged to Joseph. They didn't have a formal wedding ceremony. Somehow she ended up pregnant with this baby. Did God put this magical baby inside of her? How did this happen? Uh-oh. Where did this mystery baby come from? All right. How did this happen? Let me see if I can get, let's see. Keep reading.
And being a just man.
He was a righteous man. That's what just means. Just means righteous. Joseph being a righteous man. What made her the husband? What made him a husband? He had sex with Mary. It was the Lord's will that Joseph and Mary had sex to make Christ. That's how babies get born. You understand? It was the Lord's will. You understand? It wasn't magical. God didn't magically make Mary have a baby and then tell Joseph, all right, Joseph, you got it from here, man. I appreciate it. Good looking out. And then just Batman out the window and Joseph here that God then got his woman pregnant. You understand? Joseph is on daddy duty for 20-something years, raising God's baby. That's not what happened. Joseph became a husband in between those few verses. That's how that happens. All right. Hold that. Give me Genesis chapter 16 and verse 4.
This is Genesis chapter 16, verse 4. And he went unto Hagar.
Hold on, read it like you read it again.
And he went, Salakia, and he went in unto Hagar.
He went in unto Hagar. He did something with Hagar. All right, keep going.
And she conceived.
And she conceived. That go in unto Hagar, he put seed in Hagar. That's how Hagar ended up conceiving. That means she got pregnant. Keep going.
And when she saw that she had conceived,
Go ahead.
her mistress was despised in her eyes.
Right. Is that the same verse?
Kind of when it's verse 4.
All right. That's what happened there. Give me just a moment. Skip down, but give me Genesis 4:1.
Genesis chapter 4, verse 1.
Go ahead.
And Salak, this is Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife.
It means he knew Eve. This means he knew her. He had sex with his wife. He knew her. That's what it's talking about. This is different ways. It's showing in the Bible how you become a wife. Keep going.
And she conceived.
And now she pregnant too. This is a magic that Christianity never teaches anybody. That sex gets you pregnant. It'd be the shock of everybody's life at 15, 16, 17 because of the damn church. Not teaching what God said in the Bible, teaching this stupid immaculate conception garbage that the white man, who is the devil that the Bible speaks of, replaces for what God actually willed to happen between Joseph and his wife to raise the greatest man that ever lived on the face of the earth. They discredit and shame Joseph by saying he is not Christ's biological father, because Christianity and white supremacy, which is Christianity, has always taught to hate your father. It is always taught to hate the black man, to discredit him from his work, from everything that he has done. That's the purpose. That's why it's nothing in church but women and children. The Christian church has destroyed the Black, Latino, and Native American family. All right? They had a little bit more difficult time throughout the other tribes because of the language barrier. You understand? But they have destroyed our people. All right? So keep going where you at.
And bare Cain and said.
See, that's it. That's all. No, keep going. Keep reading. Shalaki.
And said, I have gotten a man from the Most High.
She said, I got a man from the Lord. She didn't know what she had, but she knew she was pregnant. And then she said, oh, the Lord gave me a man. It's a little man child. You understand? That's what the sister said. She had a boy. Wasn't no confusion. She was able to look and see, oh, this is a boy. It's not a girl. This is a boy. No confusion. Everything nice and simple. The Lord didn't make anybody have to guess. There's no magical babies falling out the sky. This is how it's done. So now we're going to go back to where we were reading in in Matthew 18 and 19. Now we know how this happened, how Mary got pregnant, and why Joseph is now her husband. That's what happened in between those two verses. Keep going.
Then Joseph, her husband, being a just man and not willing.
Righteous man. Now he's the husband. Go ahead.
And not willing to make her a public example.
Not willing to make her a public example. Why would she be a public example? Because she is a woman that is not had a formal marriage giving away of that father, saying that Joseph officially can now take his daughter and make a family with her. Everybody would have known because everyone would have been there. But Mary already pregnant now. So what does Joseph do? He puts her in big dresses. He puts her in maternity clothes. He hides her away so that everyone doesn't get to see the baby bump of this baby growing inside of her for 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 months. Keep going. That's what it says. He hid her so that she not be made a public example. Keep going.
Was minded to put her away privately.
Put her away privately. Hide her somewhere until she has this baby. Keep going.
Verse 20. But while he thought on these things,
he thinking of what to do. This is what's in his mind. Again, we're getting a flashback of what has already happened. We're being told what happened. All right. He thinking about it. What is he thinking about? The same thing that most brothers and sisters are thinking about. When your father got your mother pregnant, what was everybody thinking? This is a great day. This is a wonderful day. This is beautiful. This is what we've been trying. This is wonderful. This is a boy, just like you see it. It's a boy. It's going to be a girl. Is that what happened? Everybody was glad and happy. What happened? Is that what happened, y'all? That's what happened. Everybody was glad, right? That's not what happened. That's not what happened. The day your father got your mother pregnant, for most of us, it is the absolute worst day for the vast majority of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The day that your father, struggling to get more hours on his job, and your mother just being laid off, still arguing back and forth about helping with her half of the rent with her mom. Dad still trying to make sure that the lights don't get cut off, trying to get the down payment and the security deposit for the apartment that you just had to spend on the phone and the light bill and the car insurance, struggling to make ends meet. And now, oh my goodness, they cutting hours on my job. God damn it. Rent just went up. Oh Lord, the cable is up. The phone is up. Damn. I just lost $200 betting on the Knicks game. Oh, no. Think of my insurance. Oh, gosh, they're going to take this out of my check. Where are we going to live? Oh, my mom is going to kill me. Why did this happen, Jamal? Jose, no. God damn it. No. Maria. Oh, Maria, damn. I thought you were on the pill. Oh, man. Is it too late? Where are the plan Bs? I thought you were this. Oh, man. The doctor said you couldn't get pregnant. That's what I was told. Oh, God. I'm going to have to drop out of school. Oh, man. I'm never getting this degree. There goes my career. There it goes. There goes that. I just got this money. Damn. Damn. Everybody's upset. Now I got to tell you, Mom. What? What do you mean? We can barely afford this. We can barely afford this. What are you doing getting pregnant? Oh, man. You did what? Oh, my God. You got to have an abortion. You ain't ready for this. We cannot afford it. No, I helped you with the last baby. I'm not helping you with this one. No. Y'all going to have to get the hell out of my house. I'm not helping raise another one of your kids. You have to get out of here. Nope. Y'all gonna have to decide if you're gonna keep it or not. All of these thoughts going through everybody's head. It is the worst day in most of our lives, the day that you find out that you got your woman pregnant. It's terrible for the vast majority of our people. This is why Joseph is thinking to himself, what the hell am I going to do now? Oh. Keep reading.
Behold, the angel of the Most High appeared unto him in a dream.
Damn. I shouldn't have been messing with you. Damn. I just got this money. God damn it. Damn. Was not trying to get you pregnant. Here we go. Oh, man. How I'm going to tell my wife? Salakia. Usher made a whole damn album about it. These are my confessions. I told him my chick on the side. I got one on the way. He made a whole damn album about it. You understand? Of course, we know according to the Bible, a man can have more than one wife. Of course, that's just a joke. But it's not a good day. It's not a good time for most of our people. Of course, in the UPK, we celebrate because Commander General YAHANNA teaches us how marriages are supposed to go. You understand? That's why we have these classes and teach. And that's why the Lord said, teach these laws unto thy children before they've done good or evil, that they learn what the Lord said to do before anybody teaches them anything else. That's why. Don't worry about what you don't know. You understand? You'll already know what the Lord said about it by the time you find out whatever it is. Don't sweat it. All right? Just listen to your parents. That's all you got to do. All right, keep going.
Saying, Joseph, thou son of David.
Now the Lord is talking. The angel of the Lord is going to give him instructions. Joseph, listen. He calling him the son of David because the previous 17 verses are listing the lineage from Adam all the way down. So like, is it from Adam or from David? What's Matthew 1 and 1?
From David, I believe.
Genealogies of Christ. Who we starting with? I think no. It's got to be from David because Luke, the 3rd chapter, goes all the way back to Adam. All right. So this is from King David to show that Christ has the right to be the king of the Jews by the lineage of all the males in his family from King David all the way down to Christ. So when they're saying Christ is the king of the Jews, he's the rightful heir to the throne of King David because of his father, the men that have had son after son after son for about 14 generations that made this son. When you are born into the earth, you are not your own individual person. You are born into a nation. You're born into a race or a family in the earth of people. You have rules, you got laws, you got a history. You were already someone before. You are a continuation of your people. You're not just yourself to do your own thing, dress how you want, talk how you want, think how you want. We are a people. Every other race of people understands this. That's why everything in the Bible is very important to learn. There's no word written for no reason. All right. So keep going. Yagador.
Fear not to take unto thee Mary thy wife.
He said, don't be afraid. Why did he say fear not? Because everybody is usually terrified once they get, you understand? A brother gets his woman pregnant. The sister find out she's pregnant. Most blacks and Latinos and Native Americans are absolutely terrified. That's why Joseph is thinking of what he should do. The angel is giving him instructions from the Lord because it was God's will that they have the baby before the marriage ceremony. The Lord wanted it done this way. Keep going.
For that which is conceived in her is of the Holy Spirit.
That baby that is conceived in her. Conceived has a definition. You understand? Pull up the definition in Webster's of the word conceived, Bubba Kashaw. Every word in the Bible means something. It matters. It's not just there for no reason. There are tons of words that mean something else. There's specific words from our language, from the language the Bible was written and recorded in, into the language we're speaking now. That's why it's translated. That's why we use the King James translation, not the New King James. King James is dead. He didn't make a new one. The King James translation of the Bible. He did not write it. He was a black man that ruled France, England, and Scotland. You understand? He was never a white man. The original Europeans, the Englands, the Britons, the Scots, the Irish, none of those were white men. White men did not rule or own any land in Europe. They stole the land, just like they stole America and everywhere else you find white people on the earth. They came out of a cave and then they stole. That's why you see them. All right. So keep going. Give me that definition of conceive.
The definition of conceive from the Merriam-Webster Dictionary: to become pregnant with young, to cause to begin, originate.
To become pregnant with young. Any more?
Definition 2 is to take into one's mind, to form a conception of, imagine.
All right. Give me conception. Give me that definition. See if we get something different.
Conception, by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, The process of becoming pregnant, involving fertilization or implantation or both.
Right. The process of becoming pregnant. That's why they're saying the immaculate conception, because this is supposed to be a clean conception. That's what the church teaches. Them child abusers in the Roman Catholic Church that live alternative lifestyles. Got a whole religion based around child molesters. You understand? Well, they say that this one is immaculate because if you remove the immaculate, there's a way that egg get fertilized. That's what Joseph and Mary did. You understand? So that's why that word conceive is there. That's why we went back and read it in Genesis. That's why we went back and read it in those other scriptures, so you can understand what happens with conceive. That's what happened here. It's not magic. All right, so keep going.
Verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son.
Telling him what sex the baby is going to be. Meaning this is going to be a boy. She's going to have a little boy. That's what's inside of her, a son. Keep going.
And thou shalt call his name Yahawashi.
Thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Yahawashi means the Lord's salvation. You understand? The angel is telling them not only don't be afraid, the Lord wanted this to happen. She having a boy. This is what you name the boy. Giving him detailed instructions. All right. Keep going.
For he shall save his people from their sins.
This is the reason. Your name means something. In the world, you might be Kiki, Tiana, Tierra, Nicole, Jesse, Javier, Maria, Patricia. You understand? Carlos. Those names are just the names of white men in places white men come from in the world. Or maybe you got an Arab name. Malik, Khadijah, Samira. You understand? Something like that. Names mean things. It's supposed to mean something. That's why when you come into the truth, once you become a brother or sister actually in the truth, not just someone watching classes online, once you are actually in the school, you are awarded or given the opportunity to get a name. And the name means something. It's not just, a city or a place. It has a meaning. We are a spiritual people. Our names mean something. All right? So keep going.
Now all this was done that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Most High by the prophet, saying,
This is done because the Lord told a prophet to say this in the Old Testament. He told Isaiah to say it. And Isaiah said it, even though Isaiah never saw Christ. Isaiah didn't live to see Christ be born. Isaiah didn't meet Joseph and Mary. Isaiah got orders from the Lord to say this, and he said it. Doesn't matter if he saw it. You get orders to say something, you better goddamn say it. Doesn't matter if you see whatever it is. You got orders to say it. That's why you say it. Suppose Isaiah trying to figure out who the hell, when it is, where is it going to be. That wasn't his job. His job was to say it, whether they hear or forbear. That was his job. And he said it, and now it's being precepted here. Now it's being done. It came to pass. So the Lord told him to do it. Now it's being fulfilled right now. She having this baby. The baby's a boy. His mission and the reason he's born and what his name means is he's going to save his people from their sins. That's who he is. That's his name. That's his life. That's what it is. It's like somebody's name, B. Your life is the life of a bee. That's what it is. Well, your name means to walk with God, to walk with the Most High. That's what your name is. Or to seal up the breaches, or to find your calling, or to choose this day to serve the Most High, or to inherit the truth, or to never forget. You understand? That's what your name means. Or she is good. That's what your name means. Or to return to her nativity. That's what your name means. That's what it means. They have meanings. or she has turned from evil. You understand? That's what it means. All right. So he giving him the whole breakdown. This angel giving him full instructions, the whole breakdown, everything. Keep going.
Verse 23, behold, a virgin shall be with child.
A virgin shall be with child. Here is something that Christianity also lies about. The definition of virgin. Give me virgin in the Bible. Virgin does not mean what the Christian church teaches. A man cannot be a virgin. You understand? Virginity is something that is tied to a woman. A man cannot be a virgin. What the Christian church, which is an alternative lifestyle LGBT religion, the whole thing, every denomination, all of them, it all comes out of the Protestant church, which comes out of the Roman Catholic Church, which is the mother of all whoredoms. Islam also comes out of the Roman Catholic Church. You know, none of it has anything to do with the Bible. All right, you got virgin.
Kawakan out of one. This is virgin out of the Zondervan. This is virgin out of the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. A young unmarried woman.
A young unmarried woman. That's one. Keep going.
Then it says it is definition 2. It is also used figuratively to personify a city or a state. Definition 2A, a young woman of marriageable age, whether married or not.
Right. Yes. Read that last part one more time so that everybody can get the Christianity off of your brain and the lies that you've been taught.
A young woman of marriage. This is virgin out the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. A young woman of marriageable age, whether married or not.
Whether she's married, meaning she has had sex, or not, or she has not had sex. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Go to Luke chapter 2 and verse 36.
This is Luke chapter 2 and verse 36.
Come on.
And there was one Anna, a prophetess.
A sister named Anna, a prophetess. Keep going.
A prophetess, the daughter of Phanuel.
The daughter of Phanuel. Her daddy was Phanuel. She was a prophetess. That does not mean she taught the Bible. That's not what that means. Keep going.
Of the tribe of Asher.
She was an Asherite. Not every single one of the northern kingdom left. Every single one did not leave. This brother here, her daddy was an Asherite. It was still enough Asher to give birth to her. But the majority of the tribe of Asher is already in South America at this time. You understand? Been there for a while. She's an Asherite of the tribe of Asher. Keep going.
She was of a great age.
She's not young no more. She's of a great age. Keep going.
And had lived with an husband 7 years from her virginity.
7 years from her what?
Virginity.
7 years from her virginity. It says she got a husband here. She's been living with her husband. She's old now. She's old as hell now. But she's been living with her husband 7 years from her virginity. What does that mean? From the time when she was a young woman of marriageable age. 7 years of her being a young woman of marriageable age. And she had a husband. She's been with him a long time. All right. So ever since then, she old now, but she's been with him 7 years after the time when she was of a marriageable age. So that's what it's talking about Virginity does not specifically mean what the Christian church has taught. A man cannot be a virgin. A woman who is married can be a virgin. All right. So we just wanted to clear that up because the Christian church has taught lies to everyone for centuries on the Bible. And this is the home of the truth. All right. So let's go back to Matthew now. What verse were we at?
We are 23 out of 1.
All right, let's get 23.
All right, Matthew chapter 1, verse 23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth a son.
She's gonna have a son. She's gonna have a boy. She's gonna get pregnant. She's gonna have a son. Keep going.
And they shall call his name Emmanuel.
They shall call his name Emmanuel or Immanuel. Keep going.
Which being interpreted is the Most High is with us.
The Lord is with us. Immanuel or Immanuel. So like it should be Imawan. Immanuel. The Lord is with us. Now, what is the baby's name? Read that line you just read again one more time, Yagador. Because Christians and fake Israelites keep wanting to change the name of Christ. They want to change the name of the Most High, Yahuwah and Yahweh and Yahuwah and everything else. Read that you just read one more time.
And they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is,
go ahead,
God with us.
The Most High is with us. Now, what is his name? Is his name Yahweh Shai, or he shall save his people from their sins? Or shall his name be Immanuel, for the Lord is with us? What's his name? Skip back up to when it said his name. Skip
verse 21.
Read that verse.
Verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi, or Jesus. Like
you're going to call his name Yahawashi. That's what you name the baby. Skip down to the verse you just read a moment ago.
Verse 23. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel.
Who gonna call him Emmanuel?
They shall call his name Emmanuel.
Keep going.
Which being interpreted is the Most High with us.
The Lord is with us. That's what they finna call it. Go back up to 21 one more time.
Verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Yahawashi.
The angel telling you what to call the boy. His name is Yahawashi. They gonna call him Immanuel, which is interpreted the Lord is with him. But you gonna name the boy Yahawashi. That's his name. Very important to get used to paying attention to intricate details and the words that's in the scriptures, because Christians and fake Israelites will nitpick, just like the Most High says, who do I tell him? Who do I tell Pharaoh sent me? I am that I am. Ahaya. Aye, Asher. All this Yiddish garbage and nonsense. The Lord's actual name is Yahweh in the Hebrew. Christ's name is Yahweh Shai. That's why it's important to be in the Lashwan Kodash class, so that you can learn to read, write, speak in the Hebrew. So you'll know what it actually says, because they don't speak the language, or they'll lie to people who don't know better. That's what Christians do. They'll lie. Your kid doesn't know better, so you just lie to her. You lie to her. The Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, rabbits laying eggs. You understand? The boogeyman. You understand? Just lie. All right. But this is the home of the truth. So you actually get to learn what the truth is about everything. For once in your life, you will actually learn all the truth about everything. That's the ISUPK, home of the truth. Yagadar, look like you went black. I'm not sure what happened there.
Salak, y'all, I'm trying to fix it now.
Okay, no sweat. All right. So now we finishing up that Matthew chapter 1, and we were down to verse 23. It's important to pay attention to those details because everyone that asks Christ questions were just trying to trip him up so that they could discredit him. All right, verse 24, Matthew chapter 1 and verse 24, it says, then
I'm back out of
Joseph
one.
being raised from his sleep. Joseph was asleep. The angel was giving him instructions in his sleep because he's full of panic while he's awake. Now that he calmed down to get some rest, the Lord can get a message to him. All right, go ahead and read 24, y'all know.
Then Joseph, being raised from his sleep, did as the angel of the Most High had bidden him.
The angel gave him instructions. All right, there's a precept for that. It says he sealeth instructions. I want to give y'all that. Sealeth instruction.
Salak, y'all, the one that's Job 33 and 16.
Right. It's got to do with here counts to receive in sleep, instruction, wisdom. You can go ahead and read that one. It's another one.
Okay, come
that has to do with sleep.
Job 33 and 16. Then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
He opened the ears of men to seal their instruction. That's why the scripture says in Revelation, he that have ears, let him hear. Everybody got ears, but just because you have ears, you don't sleep. That's what I want. Damn it, Yagadar. The verse I want is right above it.
Right above it, kind of I'm looking at it right. Salaki. Salaki out of one.
Go ahead.
Verse 5. This is verse 15. Job 33, verse 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed. Verse 16.
They in deep sleep. Keep going.
Then he opened the ears of men and sealeth their instruction.
See, he give them instructions while they in deep sleep. He opened their ears to let them hear. Because Joseph was a just man, he was able to hear the instructions of the Most High in his sleep. All right? Don't you go thinking the Lord talking to you in your head. You don't know who the hell is in your head. You call and ask a prophet of the Lord if what you heard in your head came from the Lord, or if that's some movie you watched a week ago. You understand? All right, but that's what that's talking about there. That's the precept for the angel talking to Joseph while he sleep. The Lord said that this. You can put that in. Let's go ahead and finish this up. Joseph, out of his sleep, he obeyed the angel. He took his wife. And give me 15.
The end of 24th, and took unto him his wife, verse 25, and knew her not till she had brought forth her firstborn son.
And he did not have sex with her again until she had the baby. All right? That's what it's saying. Until she had that boy, he did not have sex with her again. All right? Keep going.
And he called his name Yahushua.
He followed the angel's instructions. All right? Now, verse 23, it says, they shall call his name Emmanuel. Why do they say that? What is your name? Your name is, you understand? Your name is Yagadar. But the people, the cousins and aunts and uncles that know you, oh, that's Speedy. That's Speedy. Yeah, that boy, he always drove fast. He liked to ride his bike fast when he was young. He get them cars, man. He get all kind of tickets, speeding like hell. We were calling him Speedy. That boy was 9, 10 years old. He used to be on the big wheel, pedaling like hell. We call him Speedy. They gonna call him Speedy. His name is Yagadar. That's why it said, thou shalt call his name Yahweh Shai. They gonna call him I'm a one Yahweh. All right. That's important to know and pay attention there. It was one more thing. It says she knew them not until she had the baby. I want you to pull this scripture. Why does it say that? Because the Christian church lies about Mary, saying the Virgin Mary never had sex with a man, that this baby was a magical baby, that God put this magical baby inside of Joseph's woman. That's why it's telling you she's engaged to Joseph. They already talking and dealing with each other. They didn't have the formal ceremony yet. It's giving you all the backstory for these reasons. And the Christian church is so disgusting. They don't teach you any of that because they hate masculinity. They hate families. They hate a man together with a woman. They hate the man in charge of the family. They want to be able to rob and exploit and spoil his goods, his woman, his children, his wives. They want to destroy that. So, pull the scripture up. Let's see. Bear with me just a moment. Joseph. Look up, bear with me. Joses. Joseph. Mary, the mother of Joseph. Joseph, Barnabas, Cyprus. All right, Mary Magdalene and the mother of James. There we go. Matthew 13 and verse 55. I want you all to know this. The Christian church lies on the Virgin Mary. Mary was not a virgin the way that the Christian church teaches. All right. Everybody with me. Let me know, y'all. Give me a 1 if y'all still with me. We're going to wrap it up in just a minute. Mary was not this woman that did not make babies with her husband. Her and Joseph had a family. You probably never knew about this family. Before we read this verse, I need to give me some 1. Okay, y'all in there. Because the Christian church never taught anybody this. For those of you who've been in the school for a while, you've seen this scripture before. All right, Most High in Christ the water. The officers have probably seen this. Some of you brothers and sisters may have seen it as well. Before you knew, young brothers and young sisters just knew coming into the school. I want you to see this. Read that verse. I got you, Yagadar.
This is Matthew chapter 13, verse 55. Is not this the carpenter's son?
The carpenter is Joseph. A carpenter works with wood. Carpenters make your furniture. They make your wooden bed rails and your frames, your sofa, your recliners, your chair, your tables. The carpenter is one of the most important and skillful people in the city. Of course, they got prisoners making furniture now in America. You don't realize damn near everything in your house is made by a carpenter. American prisoners is making furniture in America. You don't even realize. Is that Mary? Read it at the top, from the top one more time.
Is not this the carpenter's son?
Is that not the carpenter's son? They know him by what he does. You, the son of the carpenter. Keep going.
Is not his mother called Mary?
Is not, they know his mama. That's Mary's son. I know his daddy. His daddy, the carpenter. He made this whole dinette set. He made Willie's his whole patio furniture. We got this sofa here. Look at this table. Yeah, he made this table, man. That's the carpenter's son. The little boy around there, him with the big afro. Yeah, that's his son. Now keep reading. We know his mama and his daddy.
And his brethren. Salakia. And his brethren.
His what?
His brethren.
his brethren. What type of brothers we talking about? Keep reading.
James and Joseph
and Joseph. Who the hell is James and Joseph? Keep going.
and Simon
and Simon. Who the hell is Simon? Keep going.
and Judas.
And Judas. The hell is Judas? Keep going.
Verse 56, and his sisters.
And who?
His sisters.
His what?
His sisters.
The nigga got his sisters. Keep reading.
Are they not all with us?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute, Yagadar. Wait a minute. Read that verse again. I want to make sure y'all paying attention so that you can hear this BS that the disgusting homosexual Christian church has taught you your entire life about Joseph and Mary and Jesus. Do you realize what you just read? How many of y'all, before you read it again, and we're going to wrap up there, how many of y'all realize what you just read? Azaraka, NATAZACH, Imadah, Ra'aya, Hadassah, Anah, Akal Sapar, Deborah, Yabachar, the young men. How many of y'all realize what you just read? Who realizes what they just read? Yeah. Yeah. Blind ass preachers all these years. Who realizes what you just read? Right? Sister Ride, you realize what we just read? Sister Azaraka, Tawabath, Anna, do you realize what we just read? Do you realize what we just read? Akal Sapar, Shemagabar, the young men, Ayan Pakwak, Sister Shikal. Do you realize what we just read? Read it again, Yabakar. I want y'all to type in and tell me if you realize what we just read, that the Christian church has lied for hundreds of, wait a minute. Is it that? Have they been lying for 1,000 years? Joseph and Mary got like 7 kids, man. Read it again.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 55. Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary?
His mother.
And his brethren.
And his what?
His brethren.
His brothers. Name the boys.
James. And Joseph. And Simon. And Judas.
And
his sisters.
And what?
And his sisters.
And he got sisters, plural. He got 4 brothers. Joseph and Mary had a ton of kids, man. Talking about the Virgin Mary, the blessed, sacred virgin box of all virginity on the planet, the Virgin Mary. Yeah. Don't ever remember that being brought up in church, right? They had a full family. Your whole life you've been lied to. That God put a magical baby in Mary, and it was just Mary, Jesus, and Joseph. With Mary, Jesus, Joseph, Simon, Joseph, Judas. They had a whole family. Mary and Joseph Mary gave birth to a whole damn football team. Talking about the Virgin Mary. Joseph was wearing Mary's tail out. Talking about the Virgin Mary. They got a whole ton of kids. Christ was the oldest boy of 4 other brothers and sisters. You don't even know about his sisters. You didn't even know Christ had biological sisters, because the Christian church lying, telling you that God put a magical baby in Mary. That's a damn lie. Joseph and Mary made plenty of children. Get the sister's name. One of the sisters' name is Salome. They said your mother, your sisters and brothers is out here looking for you. He in the temple doing the work of the Lord. Salakia. Mary, the mother of James, the less, and of Joseph and Salome. Salakia. Take me to Mark chapter 15 and verse 40.
Come.
Right.
Mark chapter 15. He said verse 4 to 1.
15 and 40. No. 15
40,
and 40.
This is Mark chapter 15 and verse 40. There were also women looking on afar off.
Right. Women in the back looking afar off. They looking at something. Keep going.
Among whom was Mary Magdalene.
Mary Magdalene is one woman. Keep going.
And Mary, the mother of James, the less, and of Joseph.
Brother. James, keep going.
The less, and of Joseph.
And Joseph, another one of Christ's biological brothers. Keep going.
And Salome.
Salome, Christ's little sister. You understand? Mary and Joseph had a whole ton of kids. The Christian church lies and teaches you that Joseph is the stepdaddy. Not that we against being a stepfather, but Joseph and Mary made the greatest man to ever live. And Joseph raised that boy, and Joseph raised 4 other boys and daughters as well. And the Christian church never gives never gives Joseph the honor and the respect that he deserved for the job that he did raising that whole family and the greatest man to ever live. They never give Joseph that respect. Who knew Christ had all of these brothers and sisters, and it was right here in the Bible the whole time? Y'all knew that? Nobody even knew. They never even taught that in church. They've been singing about Mary, 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 the Blessed Virgin Mary, the Sacred Virgin Mary. Mary got a whole ton of kids. Mary and Joseph got 5, 6, 7 kids. You don't even know them kids. You don't even know them kids. They don't even, the Christian church is anti-family. They're anti-husband and wife. They're anti a father being over his sons and daughters. They're anti-masculinity. They're anti-marriage. They're anti-everything that God set up. The church is against it. The Christian church is the house of Satan. Now, if you never learned something as basic as that, what else don't you know about God and the Bible? With that, we are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. All of our people need to get in here to learn or to unlearn all the lies the Christian church has taught us, man. We start out of 1 West 125th Street. You got the announcements, Yakadar? You
Come out of one.
We
start out 1 West.
Most sign Christ. All right. You can go ahead and hit the mark.
We got Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, under command of Junior YAHANNA. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which that brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment found in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, in Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. It means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Most High give you, you want to give to the Treasury Department or the teacher. There's also a priest fund. That's a free will offering for the priest. It's not mandatory, and whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming holy convocations, we have the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. That's going to be September 21st. September 21st on Sunday. Contact the school 757-550-1204, or stay tuned to our social media for more information about that. If any brother wants to be a trooper in the school, you want to make sure you're in all black boots, shirts, headband, war scarf. Come in ready to work. Sisters, you can't be a trooper, but you definitely can be part of the school. All of that starts with y'all calling that number 757-550-1204. Throw out one.
Make sure that even if you are watching classes online, that you are in your all black boot, shirt, pants, headband, war scarf. Make sure you're watching classes in all black, even if you're watching online. I started classes online over a decade ago. I was doing online classes. You understand? Back when the school was, of course, much, much smaller. And that's important. It's very spiritual. You want to be a trooper in the school, be in your all black. You understand? Even if you're watching classes online. All right. With that, our new school building will be open soon. Be open very soon. Everybody pay your tithes online. Go to isupk.com. Send in your building. You understand, your building funds, your donation for our new school. Brand new school. Almost set to fully open in Norfolk, Virginia, 840 Church Street, down in Norfolk, Virginia. You understand? Barakatah Yahweh Yahweh Shai. We getting it on all the way in the mix. All right. All right. So with that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. To the sisters, Yahweh Shemar, Al Shem Yahweh Shai. Tune in every Friday night. La Shawan Quadash, taught by Officer NATAZACH and Officer Yagadar. Learn to read, write, and speak the ancient Hebrew. It is your language. It is our native language that we spoke from the very beginning. It is also the first language ever on planet Earth that the Lord gave to Adam. With that, Most High in Christ, Wadi tuning in, Shalom.
Talk to me. Played the horn of the Lord and served other gods. Remember the days of old, we the lost tribes. They don't believe the Bible. They say a white man wrote it, but still celebrate them holidays from white men, don't they? Like Christmas and Thanksgiving appetites. I don't even see my closest family half the time. Going out ain't an option, I won't compromise. I got integrity and more heart than Valentine. Kyrie tweeted a book they sell on Amazon, owned by the same folks that told them to apologize. Remember slaves couldn't read, wasn't allowed. So it's meaning when I tell you I'm black and I'm proud. Murdered us with the sword, that's how we learned religion. Community standards violate my First Amendment. Discontinue from my heritage under these bastards. Life a bitch, they make up lies and give you public lashes. I understand they confused by who the devil is. Why my people get so mad when I tell them this? Valley of dry bones, my niggas skeletons. It's hectic out there, hope you checking on your relatives. Brotherhood, that's what my weapon is. And I never let these crackers take it from me. Real talk, you probably never heard this all of your life. Be careful, cause that thing you love, it'll cost you your life. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Yeah. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood.
I done lost family, I done lost friends. Day one niggas thought was riding to the end. Still showed up, put in that work. Hide behind a smile while I'm walking with this hearse. Some nights I felt alone, most nights I felt cold. Some nights I drove around, I ain't wanna go home. Nigga, I ain't never been, nah, I ain't never fold. Follow orders like a soldier doing what I'm told. Even when the council wasn't making any sense, I ain't never doubted, I just put it to the test. Days I was fucked up and down to my last cent. Reaching in my pockets, only coming up with lint. I'm talking even on the days that I couldn't pay my rent. I put it down for my brothers, ain't spared no expense. If I ever got bent, caused an offense, please forgive you, brother, Lord, that ain't what I meant. See that brotherhood a weapon, fight against deception. When something taken from you, then it's just a blessing. Shorty really loved me, gave me everything she got. And I'm sorry, baby girl, if I ever broke your heart. Man, mistakes that I made, don't know if they'll fade. Moving with a heavy heart, living with the pain. Take away the shame, wash away the stain. Praying to the Lord for the days that I was Cain. Sheesh.
Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood. Long as we got each other, my nigga. Cause we build this shit on brotherhood.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to isupk.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're